Hi, first graders. It's Miss Seals. We're back for our third science lab of the school year. So we have been talking about this word properties. And remember, properties are ways we can describe objects. Last week, we were talking about how we describe objects by their shape. This week, we're going to be talking about another property, which is weight. Weight talks about how heavy or light something is. So whenever you are talking about how something is very heavy or it is very light, you are describing its weight. So you have two targets today. The first one says, I can collect, record, and compare information using tools such as primary balances. So I'm going to be teaching you and showing you how to use a science tool today called a balance. All right. And your next target says, I can classify objects by observable properties such as heavier and lighter. So we're going to be talking about some different objects, deciding which ones are heavier, which ones are lighter, and then we're actually going to be using the balance to find out which ones are heavier and lighter, and even how heavy or light that they are. All right, so first, we are going to talk about some things. This says heavier or lighter. And then I have a picture of an elephant and a picture of a feather. So you might be wondering, Miss Seals, how do I know if something is heavier or light? And here's how you know. You know if something is heavy if it is very hard to pick up. Think about if you were to try to pick up an elephant. That would be really, really hard. It would almost be impossible, wouldn't it? That's because elephants are very heavy. Objects that are heavy are very difficult to pick up. All right. Then think about a feather. Is a feather hard to pick up? No way. Feathers are so easy to pick up. Sometimes you don't even have to pick them up. Sometimes the wind can pick them up or blow them away. That's because they are very light. Objects that are very light are easy to pick up. All right. So it says, what is weight? Weight describes how heavy or light an object is. Some objects are heavy. A semi-truck is heavy. An elephant is heavy. A couch is heavy. A fish tank, a piano, and a big rock that we call a boulder. All of these objects are very heavy. They would be very, very difficult or impossible to pick up. What can you find that is heavy? So I don't want you to get up and get something and bring it back over here. I just want you to look around and see if you can find something that would be very heavy and hard to pick up. Good job. Some objects are light. These objects are easy to pick up. A paper clip, a balloon, a feather, a piece of paper, a tissue, and a leaf. All of these objects are light and easy to pick up. What can you find that is light? So again, I want you to look around. You don't need to get up and go grab it and bring it over. Just stay where you are, look around and see what you can find that is light or easy to pick up. All right, now we're going to practice. Which of these objects are heavy? So I'm going to show you 6 objects. I'm going to give you a little bit of time to talk to whoever you're sitting with and decide which of these objects are heavy or would be difficult to pick up. A steamroller. So this is a piece of machinery that's used to make roads and streets and sidewalks and driveways and parking lots. This thing down here turns or rolls and kind of flattens out the pavement to create the road. All right. We have a bowling ball. We have popcorn, cotton balls, a bubble, and a car. I'm going to give you a little bit of time. I want you to see, point to these objects, talk to somebody, tell them which of these objects are heavy, and we'll go over them in just a second. All right, hopefully you've found the heavy objects. Let's talk about them. All right, let's start with the steamroller. If you think that the steamroller is heavy, give me a thumbs up. I see lots of thumbs. You're exactly right. Steamrollers are very, very heavy. They have to be heavy because they're pushing down and flattening out the pavement to create the streets. So they have to be very heavy. It would be really hard, pretty much impossible to pick up a steamroller. Good job. What about a bowling ball? If you think a bowling ball is heavy, give me a thumbs up. I agree with you. Bowling balls are heavy. Some are heavier than others, but they definitely require a lot of strength and force to pick up because they are heavy. Good job. What about popcorn? If you think popcorn is heavy, give me a thumbs up. You're right. I agree with you. Popcorn is not heavy. We would say that popcorn is very light and easy to pick up. Good job. What about cotton balls? If you think cotton balls are heavy, give me a thumbs up. Yeah, I don't see any thumbs. Cotton balls are very, very light and easy to pick up. Good job, guys. You guys are very smart. What about a bubble? Heavy? I agree with you. Bubbles are very light. Bubbles are filled with air, and air is very, very light. Good job. The last one is a car. If you think a car is heavy, give me a thumbs up. I agree with you. Cars are very, very heavy. It would be difficult to pick up a car. Good job. Wow, you guys are already so smart about heavy and light. How do we measure how heavy or light something is? We can use a tool called a balance to compare two things and find out which one is heavier and which one is lighter. Also, this tool can tell you how heavy or light something is. So here's a picture of a balance. There are many different types of tools that can measure how heavy or light something is. This is the one that we are going to be using in the science lab in first grade. It's called a balance, okay? And I'm going to show you how to use a balance. First, I'm going to show you how to use a balance to compare two things to find out which one is heavier, which one is lighter, and then I'm going to show you how to use a balance to find out exactly how heavy something is. All right, so here's my balance. Let me fix my computer so you can see a little bit better. There we go. All right, here's a balance. These two parts of my balance are called pans. So sometimes you might hear this called a pan balance. Sometimes you might hear it called a primary balance. Sometimes you might just hear it called a balance. But all of those things are referring to this. All right, the first thing we're going to talk about is how we use the balance to compare two things. The two things I'm going to compare right now are a bottle of glue and a marker. I want to find out which one of these two objects is heavier. So I'm going to use my balance to find that out. Before I do that, I want you to make a hypothesis. Remember, we talked about a hypothesis the first week in science lab, and I told you that a hypothesis is a prediction or a guess about what's going to happen in an experiment. All right? It's okay if your hypothesis turns out to be wrong. It's just a guess. So I want you to make a hypothesis right now. Do you think that the bottle of glue is going to be heavier? Or do you think that the marker is going to be heavier? If you think the bottle of glue is going to be heavier, give me a thumbs up. All right, I see lots of thumbs up. If you think that the marker is going to be heavier, give me a thumbs up. All right, not as many, but a couple. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put one object on one side, and I'm going to put one object on the other side. And one side is going to go down, and one side is going to go up. The side that goes down is the side that has the heavier object. The side that goes up is the object that's lighter, okay? Notice how when I put these two objects in the balance, I'm going to do it very carefully. I'm not going to drop them or throw them because I don't want my balance to break, all right? So I'm going to add my bottle of glue to one side. Whoa, this side went down pretty far, right? That's because I don't have anything over here yet. So this means that my bottle of glue is heavier than what's over here, which is nothing. And then I'm going to carefully add my marker to this side. Didn't really change much, right? So this is telling us that our bottle of glue is heavier than our marker. And we can tell that using our balance because the side with the glue has gone down and the side with the marker has stayed up. Good job. You ready to try another one? This time we will try scissors and a bottle of hand sanitizer, like we've all been using to try and stay healthy, right? Okay, so if you think the scissors are going to be heavier, give me a thumbs up. All right, couple thumbs, not very many. If you think that the hand sanitizer is going to be heavier, give me a thumbs up. All right, lots of hands for the hand sanitizer. Are you ready to find out? Okay, I'm going to put my scissors in first, very carefully. Then I'm going to put my hand sanitizer in very carefully. Wow. Do you see how I didn't just drop it or throw it in there? Because I don't want my balance to break. Remember at the beginning, the first science lab, I told you one of our rules is using our tools correctly and taking care of them, right? All right, so this tells me what? The hand sanitizer is heavier than the scissors. Do you agree with me? Yeah, because this side of my balance went all the way down. This side is up. So that means my hand sanitizer is heavier. Good job. So that's how we can use the balance to compare two objects and find out which one is heavier. Now I'm going to show you how to use the balance to find out how heavy something is. Okay, so we're going to start out the same way. I'm going to use my pen. I want to find out how heavy my pen is. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to very carefully put my pen or whatever object I'm measuring on one side of my balance. Okay, so to find out how heavy my pen is, I'm going to be using these cubes, just like you use in math class. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to add one cube at a time to the other side of my balance. And I'm going to keep going until the two sides of my balance are equal or even. And that tells me that whatever is over here has the same weight as whatever is over here. So that will mean I have found the weight of my pen. Notice again, when I add my when I add my cubes, I'm doing it very carefully. I'm not dropping or throwing them in there. All right, so count with me. Here's 1, 2, 3. It's starting to move a little bit, but am I finished? Not finished yet because the two sides of my balance are not equal. I'm going to keep going until they're equal. Here's 4. I'm going to give it a minute to kind of balance out. I'm not going to pull on it. It looks like I maybe need to add one more. This side is still a little bit lower, which means it's still a little bit heavier. Here's 5. What do you think? It looks pretty even, right? So I have 5 cubes on this side and I have my pen on this side. That means My pen has a weight of 5 cubes. 5 cubes weigh the same as my pen. All right, so I found the weight of my pen. Good job. You want to do another one together? What about if we find the weight of this toy dinosaur? Let's see. Are you ready? What's the first thing I'm going to do with the object that I'm weighing? You're exactly right. I'm going to put it on one side of my pan balance very carefully. I didn't throw him or drop him. And then what's the next thing I'm going to do? Very good. I'm going to add 1 cube at a time to the other side of my balance. How am I going to know when to stop adding cubes? Do you remember? You're exactly right. Good job. When the two sides of my pan balance are equal or even, that means I have found the weight of my dinosaur. All right, so here we go. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Ooh, it's starting to move a little bit. Am I finished? Nope, they're not equal yet. I'm going to keep going. 12. Give it a second to kind of balance out. My dinosaur is still lower. That means my dinosaur is heavier. I'm not done yet. 13. Closer, but it's still a little bit lower. Here's 14. Looks pretty good, right? Looks just about even. I wonder if we add 1 more to make 15, if that would be too much. Yeah, I think that's too much. Let me take out that one. So we're back at 14. So I have 14 cubes over here. My two sides are equal. That means my dinosaur has the same weight as 14 cubes. Or you could say that my dinosaur weighs 14 cubes. Good job. All right, let's do 1 more together. You guys are doing such a great job using the balances the right way and remembering all the steps. All right, let's do the, let's see, what about this marker? Let's find out the weight of this marker. All right, so tell me what to do. What's my first step? Put it in one side of my balance very carefully. Good job. What's my next step? Add 1 cube at a time to the other side. How am I going to know when to stop? Wow, you're exactly right. You guys already know this. I'm going to know when to stop when the two sides of my balance are equal. Very good. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Still a little bit higher. Let's do 1 more. 6. Looks about equal. What do you think? Good job. So that means the weight of my marker is 6 cubes. I know that because the two sides of my balance are equal. You guys did awesome. All right, so this is what you're going to do if you want. Remember, the activities that I give to you in Science Lab, they are not required activities. They're just optional. They're something that you can choose to do with your family for extra practice. You can do a heavy or light hunt. So what you could do is you could find some objects in your house that are heavy, find some objects in your house that are light. You can take a picture of them and have your parents send it to me. Or you could draw some pictures, okay? You could show me 2 pictures of objects that are heavy, 2 pictures of objects that are light. And then your parents can take a picture and email it to me if they want to do that. Your teacher will be able to give you my email address if that's something that you decide you want to do with your family. All right, I hope that you guys had fun today. Have a good rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.